Hello, everybody.
everybody.
Okay, here
Ooh,
we go.
happy Wednesday. It is hump day today,
Oh
guys.
yeah, and I am back. Hey, Muncie.
Hey, Muncie. Ooh,
I,
ooh,
I I
ooh,
feel like I just saw him. You know? Yeah, I clearly actually did see him. I just had what was it today? Today's what
Today
Wednesday.
is
So yeah, so
Wednesday.
I had dinner with him for 8 days. A couple of lunches. You know,
Oh, that
real.
is awesome.
I mean, the cruise was really good. I have a lot of footage, so eventually, I'm actually going to be doing like I was thinking about it because eventually I'm going to do my video of what I like and I did not like about the cruise, which has a lot of things I liked. Obviously, I didn't like because here's one thing. Months left. What did I not like about the cruise? Well, I lost in the casino. That's one thing I didn't like.
Oh my God.
Okay, okay. So I guess you could say that's one thing I didn't like.
There
Obviously,
you go.
Obviously, here's one thing I really did like the cruise director. So the cruise director was really good. Jackie Tang. If obviously, he told me his mother has watched my YouTube channel. So if his
Oh,
mother's out
that's
there,
awesome.
if she's listening, hello, Mrs. Tang. Your son did a great job. And you know, you ever go on a cruise and you see the expressions of these cruise directors doing the job, and I'll
Mhm.
be honest, like I see people at work and you can tell these some people they just don't like doing that job, right? But when
Right.
you see him, I clearly could see he actually like really enjoys his job, like
Well, that's
literally,
good.
like I've seen other cruise directors out there, okay, they're doing their stuff, but he really is like all excitement in his face. You could literally see like he really enjoys his job. You know,
That's
that's the
awesome.
one.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I forgot my mother won.
Look,
Right?
Mama Nancy says, I don't want, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She actually had to fill out the form. You know.
Well, really quickly, welcome in Miss Katie. We love you, girl. Welcome in into the show. Mama Nancy, welcome back from your wonderful cruise. Muncie, welcome back from your cruise. You got to meet Keith and his family on this cruise. So welcome in,
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
For those of you that are here, Jeff D is not here today. He's not feeling good. He's under the weather. So we will be covering for Jeff D today. My daughter got to meet Jackie Tang numerous times. She loves that guy. Oh, that's
Oh.
awesome.
So I totally forgot to tell you. So I actually I don't think I told Muncie either, right? So on the at the white party, right? So now I know where he comes in. So I got the camera following him, right? And so I'm not like walking around, but I'm just like facing it. And then I see him. He dipped into the crowd and he hid. So they're calling. They're like, I don't know. They're about to call his name. He literally hands me the microphone. I'm like, what do you want me to do with this? I'm like, I'm right up there, but I literally tell him, I go, tell me what to say. That's what I told him. He literally caught me off guard, and then after I said all that, he looked at me, he started laughing, and he took the microphone back. I was like, oh my god, I should have ran up there, said,
Heck yeah,
what
I
I
would
was
have run up there and said something.
I was like, who's driving the ship?
Right? You could have shout out your channel. Hey, Cruising with Keith.
Oh, forget about it.
You could have done that. You had that opportunity.
Yeah. No, it is. He caught me. He caught me like off guard, and yeah,
I would have just said, shout out to the YouTube channel, Cruising with Keith. Everybody subscribe, like, and share. Here you go. You forgot, Keith.
but I mean, in the end, I still think it was definitely a good cruise. He's really an amazing cruise director. You know, and he's so outgoing and talks to people friendly and all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's truly like probably in my eyes, he's the best cruise director they have.
That's awesome. Look at Muncie. Muncie says that he took a lot of pictures of you during the parties. And I know he did because there's a whole bunch of pictures of you with the camera. And I'm like, oh, these people are having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like when I'm at these deck parties, yes, I'm over there like hanging out. I'm not dancing because I have the camera. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So my intent is I want to get everything that's going on in these deck parties because I know I'm not getting mine. I know I'm making those things are not monetized, the deck parties, right?
Right.
So my intent is I want to show everybody everything that goes on the cruise ship. I want you to
Right.
see the deck parties. I want you to see it, be like, oh, I really like this deck party. Just the reason why I'm done going. I know when it comes to an 80s party, Carnival has the best 80s party out there. And I still believe MSC has the best white party hands down. But after that, it's Carnival. Carnival's white party, don't get me wrong, it's still amazing. But I think it's just the way. MCs, it's a little bit different MC because they like to take music from all around the world, from every country, and just start playing it. I guess the way they do it, it just makes it, good,
That's
But
awesome.
but there are MC's other parties are better than Royal, but they're not nowhere on the level as Carnival. Okay, okay. I mean, Royal at that point, you might as well just go. I mean, if you're going to go to one that place, from my experience, is you might as well go to a hole in the wall bar and just sit in the corner and listen to a jukebox. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Muncie saying that he already having cruise withdrawals. Well, let's book the next one. Hello. Let's get it booked.
Yeah. There's already discussion about that.
Yeah, Mama Nancy says it was the best. We all blended so well with each other. That's awesome. Tell you, if you guys have never been on a group cruise, I actually suggest you do one because you just meet so many great people and then you bond with them and you create this really cool relationship. And yeah, you get to cruise again and again with the same people. So it's really good to see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never done the whole group cruise thing. This is the first time I ever actually had someone come on me, especially someone who flies. What's funny? I was on this actually cruise, right? What's it called? This lady comes up to me. She asks me, she goes, "Were you on the celebration last year?" I go, yeah, the September to October. She goes, "Yeah, I remember you. You were there. I saw you. Me and my daughter saw you." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then she goes, "Since that day, me and my daughter, we watch your channel all the time."
Oh, that's awesome.
So because of that, I guess she has a bonding moment experience with her daughter because of my channel.
That's good. See, I tell you, it works in different ways.
Yeah, and to me, it's amazing that I'm able to do stuff like that because, yes, to us, this is all a hobby. We're not making money off of this,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, a homeless guy makes more money collecting cans.
Exactly.
It's the truth.
It is very true. I always say for the amount of money you invest in YouTube, for what you get back. Well, right now, for what you get back, sometimes you look at it like, it's not worth the money that you get back. But when you put the money part to the side, you're getting back a whole lot more than the money that you make.
Well, yeah, because I've gotten back a lot more. First of all, I've got an amazing friend in you. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the most amazing things I have.
Yeah, you build those relationships.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. And when people come up to you and they recognize you, and to me, to have a cruise director recognize me and the way he say, "Oh yeah, my mother, this and this and that," it really it touches you a little bit in a good way, because it makes you feel like, okay, people are watching, they recognize you,
And I think that's the most positive, that it's really nice when you hear it, because at least you're doing something good out there. Welcome in, Harlan. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
I'm just waiting for the day that someone recognizes me and says, "Your channel sucks." This that. I'm waiting for that day. I still haven't had that yet. And once that happens, I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah." So
I think I'm
just gonna say thank you for watching.
Yeah, the one thing that I laughed, and I will forever remember that day. I was in an elevator and somebody looked at me. She goes, "Oh, you're Twinkle Twinkle," and I'm like, "What?" Because when you're not doing the YouTube part and you just on a cruise, you're not thinking about people getting to know who you are, because your channels are so small compared to everybody else's channel.
Yeah.
And my husband says, "Oh, you mean Tinkerbell?" Yeah, and I'm like. But when you get to meet people like that, and it's like, okay, at least my channel is being watched, somewhere, and then people see you. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'll probably feel weird if I go out one day to the street, like supermarket or somebody like that, and somebody comes to me, "Oh, I watch your channel." That would be kind of
I
weird.
had that. So on the, if I go on a cruise ship, at least someone's going to recognize me almost every cruise ship I go on now, right? All the time, right? Every time I go on a cruise ship, one person has said, I've watched your channel, this, and that. I've even had people came up to me and say, I got this drink because you told me it was good, and they go, this was the most amazing drink I've had, right? So stuff like that has happened to me.
That's
So,
all.
but one time I was in Best Buy, I was literally buying actually the laptop right here. I have right here, right? And the lady told me she recognizes me because I think she said her mother or her grandmother watches my YouTube channel. That was the only time someone actually outside of a cruise ship, after a cruise, someone has seen me at the port. That's a different story, right? But outside of a cruise ship has actually noticed me, like in New York City or somewhere like that. Like I had a lady recognize me on the inaugural sailing at a store. Someone from the other ship, I think it was the Breeze that was at the port of us and because I was taking a lot of pictures in between the ships, so I was trying to get those really nice pictures and all that. So I did a lot of those pictures, and someone from another ship recognized who I was.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's start the show today. Today, we're going to be talking about the Port of Costa Maya, Mexico. And maybe some of you guys have actually seen the Costa Maya, Mexico port. I have actually been there many times. I know many times. And we really saw that Costa Maya is also changing because now they have like Perfect Day in Mexico coming to Costa Maya. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start our show today. And here we go. Well, guys, welcome back to the segment of the history in the Port of Costa Maya. And many of you guys might already have been there, seen it, done it many a times, or maybe you have gotten to the port but not actually docked. For those of you that don't know, sometimes in Costa Maya, depending on the weather, the ships can't even dock there. And then you got to go to another port or do something else. It'll be a sea day. So if that was you, that you didn't get to go to Costa Maya, you got to try it again until you actually make it there, because they have really cool stuff in that port. And we're going to talk about that in around the port later on. But for right now, I'm going to give you some information of a history of this port of Costa Maya. Costa Maya is a small tourist region in the municipality of Othon P. Blanco in the state of Quintana Roo, Mexico, the only state bounded by the Caribbean Sea to the east. The municipality closest to Chetumal, capital of the state, on the border of Belize. The area was generally undeveloped, but it has been growing rapidly since the construction of the large pier to accommodate cruise ships. That will be us, the people that travel there. Costa Maya is also the name of a subdivision near the village of Mahuhal, and the beach extends from Xcalc into the south and the southern border of Cheyenne in the north. In approximately 60 kilometers, which is 37 miles south of Costa Maya cruise port, and the fishing village of Mahuhal is also about 1.9 miles away from the cruise ship. It can easily be seen from the village of Mahuhal and soft sand beaches, grass, palapas, and coral reefs as a short distance offshore. Just to give you a little bit of information, I don't know how many of you guys have been to Costa Maya, but that long pier, it is crazy to walk, and especially on a hot day, and they don't even have anything to cover when you're walking, on that pier. So make sure that whenever you do go, make sure you take some really good walking shoes, you're comfortable, and all of that to be able to walk that pier. So a little bit of history that I read, it's that around 6500 BC, the Native Americans started agricultural activities. The agriculture was the slash of the burn type at around 3500 BC. The agricultural skill has developed as such that they form permanent villages in the center of Mexico. The Mayans are not the first cultural to appear in Mexico and were preceded by the Olmecs near the Gulf Coast. The first Maya-like culture appeared around 200 BC in the south of Chiapas, Mexico. So could you imagine, you got all of these, like back in the time, they were the Mayans that used to live there. They used to trade like fabrics, jade, obsidian, salt, and shells in order to survive, back in that era. Yucatan is very close to also Honduras and that area. And Costa Maya, back in the time that when the Hispanic times, they had 16 archaeological sites having been discovered between Punta Herrero and south of the Bahia, Espiritu Santo, and Boca Baclar Chico. So could you imagine all of the cool sites that they have been discovering since then? In the 16th century, the English pirates took over a large part of the coastal and attacked Spanish ships and transported gold and riches back to Spain. So yeah, they went back and forth, pirates and different things in that area. And then in the 19th century, the Mexican Navy took control over was today the state of Quintana Roo in 1897 during the presidency of Porfirio Diaz. Was a treaty that signed and which established the territorial limits between the British, Honduras, and what is now Belize. Now, if we go a little bit more to the recent years, in 1950, the economy was very healthy, boasting developments such as stone, wood constructions, and ice factory and electric plants were during that time. So it's really cool how little by little, when you read the history of the Port of Costa Maya, how they have grown and developed between the 6500 BC and what is today. And one of the cool thing is that we can actually see, and if you have ever been to Costa Maya, and we're probably going to touch a little bit on that, on the shore excursions and things like that, the different Mayan ruins that they have over there. So if you're ever in Costa Maya, I do definitely say to go check them out because it's really cool, and the history behind it is really nice to hear. So with that being said, that is all that I have today for the history. So I'm going to pass it over to Keith so he can bring you today's news.
What? Oh, and how could you not want to go to Costa Maya? I'll be honest. I've been to the port, and I really think it is an amazing port. Shantarman, thank you for coming in, and Samara Brown on the Facebook side. Also, thank you for coming in. I got two screens going on. I'm like, which arrow? Lulu, thank you for coming in. But how could you not want to go to Costa Maya? I mean, the port is so big. They got like 2 pools there. They got restaurants, bars, all these different places to eat. I remember there was like an Italian ice cream place there at the port. To me, I just walked around the port because I couldn't stay there long because I had just came back from my excursion, and I have putting up the links, but I put it up real quick before I start this news. So I actually did the Mayan ruins, So so I'm gonna put the link up real quick. That's the link for the Mayan ruins. Let me know if it's clickable. If it's not clickable, I'll go on YouTube and put it up there for everybody. But yeah. So to me, the Mayan ruins is a really good excursion to do, which I will get into real quick. Before I just want to let you guys know. So let me get away from excursions. We gotta do that. We gotta do the news first. See, I got sidetracked real quick. Okay, so is this it? Okay, so let's get to the news, and then when excursions come up, I will talk more about that excursion. Okay, so here let's start with this one. We all know Mexico, a lot of countries around the world are doing tax proposed for cruises to most popular Mexican ports. Costa Maya was one, Cozumel was another, right? So cruise the Pacific, the two top cruise ports called in Mexico, Cozumel and Costa Maya. They actually started this year where they had to pay a tax, has a proposed tax of $5 per person tax for all cruise ship passengers, with the funds earmarked for tourism infrastructure project and natural disaster recovery. And people were crying about an extra $5 on there. I'm not kidding you. I really have to say, so people were crying about $5 added on top of your bill. On top of what you're booking, right? You're gonna cry about $5, but you will go into the casino and you will spend 2, 4, 5, 10 grand in the casino, but you don't want to pay $5 to go to a port. Well, that's all I have to say is, people they cry of that, but it is what it is, right? So let's see. So depending on the ship's itinerary length, exact ports cost, these fees, taxes can add up to $100 to $200 more per person. I don't know how so 100. This story says $5 per person collected, and now say it could. Oh, so depending on the length of the cruise, if it's all Mexico, if you get a lot of other ports that also have a tax increase, because I know the Cozumel it costs a little bit more. If you were to have like the Bahamas, I know all that stuff, so that can add up. But then again, it's only $5. That's all I gotta say about that one. All right, I'm not gonna get too much into it because let's go on to the next one. But yeah, I know the amount. I mean, the cruise lines keep raising prices, yet people still cruise. $5, no, $5 is definitely nothing. I mean, it's not a lot, But if you cruise, if you cruise every day of the year, and $5 could add up, but that means you have a lot of money to earn to do that, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. And the last one, you probably know what the last one will be. Tourist one of fake tourist tax websites as Riviera Maya hotels push for a change. I put Costa Maya's what showed up. This was actually published, well, it says today, but you know how the internet is. The mandatory visa tax tourism system in Quantaros is set for a major overhaul after local hotels discovered numerous fraudulent websites with scamming international visitors. Indeed, we at the Cancun Sun have been reporting on these fake sites for a long time. So be careful when you're going on cruises. If you're going to go to another country, stuff like this can happen. Don't give out your information and all that stuff. If you call a company, for example, like a company like Carnival, make sure if you hear them answer the phone, they're going to say the name of the company. They're not going to just say hello. It's going to be in a professional manner. So just be careful with that. Make sure, do your due diligence, double check, make sure, and all that stuff. And never give out your booking number. And if you accidentally give out your booking number in a situation like this, call up the cruise company right away and let them know of the situation. All right, so let's get on to the next one, right? There we go. And please do not forget to share, hit the like button, and also subscribe to both of our channels. Actually, all three of us, even though Jeff is not here, but please also join his channel also. And okay, so this is obviously before Royal Caribbean's thing went through. It just actually recently went through. So locals push back on Royal Caribbean's plans in Costa Maya, Mexico. Is it Mexico or is it Mexico? I heard a story. I heard a story where so certain parts of people from Mexico say Mexico, other people say Mexico. So yeah. They actually had a petition protesting Perfect Day. Mexico has already gathered more than 278,000 signatures, but obviously those signatures didn't hold up as this place was built. And Perfect Day Mexico is being built, and you see Royal Caribbean, they're starting to get more and more private islands. You notice that they're gonna have another Perfect Day, right? Uh, Out here, it's just I'm trying to figure out where else was. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. This is the Costa Maya one. Okay, I was just double checking, make sure it's Costa Maya, because I know they built that. I don't know. They started. They're thinking about doing another one, but this will be like the first one on the West Coast. So they're looking out over there in, I think, in Mexico over there. So yeah. So they had all these signatures, this petition, and all of that, and so that is it for the news. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Tinkerbell's doing it. Are we skipping Jeff D's? I have no clue. If I get kicked off, this is how I'll know. So
I got to do a Jeffy dance. You know, when he's here, he's always dancing to that song. So I'm going to dance to that song on his name today. Weirdly so, Keith was talking about the news, and I was just reading. I don't know if Keith knows about this. There was a passenger that jumped off a Royal Caribbean ship because he had a 16,000 gambling debt. It's insane. So more than likely, Keith is probably going to talk about that. But I was just reading. I'm like, what was going through this guy's mind? And he didn't throw himself like on the ocean. He was like right there when he was docking. He just and some guy in a jet ski picked him up. So I don't know. Keith will probably come up with his news in his channel. So keep on checking his channel out. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about Costa Maya and what to do around the port. So here we go. There's a lot to do around the port of Costa Maya. Like I said earlier, when I was talking about my history, that port is long, so make sure you have some nice walking shoes. There is a lot to do in that port if you don't want to kind of like do an excursion. But here we go with the information. Costa Maya, the port is the first Western Caribbean port designed exclusively for the cruise ship industry and strategically located just hours from Cancun, Mexico, if you guys did not know that, and southern Yucatan Peninsula. Resembling an ancient Mayan city, Costa Maya is able to accommodate 4 ships at once with the capability to dock oasis and epic-sized ships and entertain visitors at the destinations that showcases the ancient and colonial heritage of the Mexican Caribbean with the today's modern conveniences. So think about that. 4 cruise ships. It's kind of like going, well, the Bahamas holds about 10, but the Costa Maya holds 4 cruise ships. Just in case if you were stuck in Cozumel and you were going to be going to the port of Costa Maya, I think it's about a 2-hour drive from Cozumel to Costa Maya. So you can always pick up the ship there if the ship will actually dock on that day. So on Costa Maya, you have a free trolley service to take you from the ship to terminal building. The pier car can be long and walking difficulties of traveling with little children. That's what I was talking about, the pier. So you do have a little trolley service that takes people in back and forth from ship to the port. Ships dock right at Costa Maya purpose-built facilities. The pier side villages features a number of free to use pools, which huge with swim-up bar, restaurants, bars, and shops, even a small rocky beach, including hammocks. The distance from Costa Maya Cruise Terminal to the downtown area of Mahuha is approximately 2 to 3 miles. It is a short taxi ride or a pleasant walk for those that enjoy the exploring foot. And it is true because I actually walked it from pier to the downtown area, and it's about a 2 to 3 miles. It took us about a little bit about 45 minutes to get there walking. If you want to do it walking, or you could do a little taxi if that's what you want. So there's a little kiosk outside of the terminal that you can also book tours, taxi, golf carts per hour, and various beach packages. So, just because you're there, you have a couple of different ways of getting around that area. And Mahuha is really pretty. They have the beach, they have restaurants, they have an area where you can walk, and there's a lot of different little shops there. So if that's something that you wish to do, you can do that as well. The village of Mahuha is a small but more busy with visitors discovering Costa Maya. There's about 600 inhabitants. That's how many people live there, and which is kind of cool. Since hurricane in 2007, 1.5 mile Long Beach promenade with restaurants and shops along the side has been built. So think about this, and they continue to build more. So it's like a 1.5 miles of beach and restaurant and shop. That's what I was talking to you guys about, because I've actually been there, and it's really kind of cool. And if you're interested in buying property, you can also buy property there. And it's really really good prices, because we checked for a property there just to see, so that you're able to buy property if that's something that you're into. A little bit about tours and excursions. This beautiful Port of Call is also known for the gorgeous beach. So take insect repellent with you if you need to. This is one of the ports where you have no choice but to accept purchase excursions for your ship's offer, and you can preview the excursions maybe offer into the Port of Costa Maya website. So if you want to look for something a little bit a little bit cheaper than maybe Royal Caribbean is offering, or Norwegian, or any of the ships that stop there, maybe you can go to the Costa Maya website and check out some of their excursions for a little bit lesser cost. Nearby places there in Costa Maya, you have some of them have the best excursions in port, and you visit the Mayan ruins. The Chacchoben is the closest, is a little over 1 hour away, just further of some of the other ruins. Escobal, said to be the largest Mayan archaeological site, opened in 2017, and just over an hour bus ride from the port. The site will also open exclusively to organized shore excursions from cruise ships in about 2 more years. When it comes to shopping and food in Costa Maya, it consists of the cruise port has a lot of shops. This is kind of like a tourist trap in there. So it's better to go out of the port gates and take a $3 shuttle to the downtown called Mahuhal. But if you don't want to do that, you have an actual pool area. There's a swim up bar, and there's plenty of restaurants for you to eat. Or if you just want to check out, maybe buy some Mexican pottery or different things like that, jewelry and all sorts of stuff, then you have plenty of shops there for that. The currency in Costa Maya is the peso, the Mexican peso. So for every 17 pesos is $1. They do use the US dollar there, so you don't have to exchange in order to purchase anything there. Opening hours and holiday, Monday through Sunday, they open from 10 all the way till 10 p.m., depending on what cruise ship is in town in that area. And for those of you that do not know, or you probably must heard it by now, Costa Maya is getting a new, they're getting a new park in there for Royal Caribbean. It's called Perfect Day in Mexico. So that's going to be opening soon for you guys. And with that, that is what I have around the port, guys. So we're going to go right now, and we're going to do our shore excursions and restaurants. So let's get to it. Well, before we start the shore excursions and all of that, let's say hello to we have Ship Happens Cruise News.
That's me.
Hello, hello.
That's my other one.
That's your other one. So we have them. I know that everybody else that came in, Samara and Shantarman, we said hello to everybody up there. Katie said that she had a salsa excursion there, really great. Learned to make salsa and took salsa lessons, tasted the local drinks. Awesome, Katie. I'm happy that you got to do that.
So now I can talk about it real quick before we start our excursion. Well, actually, I'll have it on the other one. Maybe it'll work better.
Okay. Are you going to talk about what I mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I'm just going to put it up twice. I don't know if you even let me on the other one. Okay, so basically, I do have it come up on the Nightbot. So if you see that same thing on Nightbot, it should be clickable for everybody. I'm not sure if I put it in regular because I'm on the YouTube on this channel. So I actually did the excursion to the Mayan temples, which is the Ketchikan, whichever one. So basically,
Chokchoban.
Yeah, which I one of the ones that's over there, right? I don't remember because there was like Memorial Day of last year, right? When
I do remember that because you sent me that you were doing the dance.
Yeah,
right?
I did a dance, right after. I forgot about that. So I'll be honest, it's a really, really neat experience. Bring plenty of water if you're going to do those mine ruins, because how the weather feels at the port, how it feels before you get to these temples, and how it feels even after you get off the bus and you walk to these places. Because once you get to the temples, it's like it becomes a rainforest. It's like the humidity gets so dense and tense, like you're like, what? At one point, I started getting like these weird sweats. Like I was like, what is going on? Is this place haunted? I'm not even kidding. I tell you, me and my brother, I was like, because they stopped, they started talking about the place. I like, bring plenty of water with you, right? I would advise everybody just to bring plenty of water because it does get very hot and humid inside of those the forest where the temple is and all that, right? So that's a pretty cool experience. And through the cruise line, I did that, and then I did the they take you to like this little lake. I forgot what the lake is called, but that's also a pretty cool experience because you're getting so hot and tired. You're going there, then you have a nice relaxation time at this lake. But on top of that, I'll start off with the excursions real quick. So if you want to go to my channel, which I told you to post the link, go there. I have that whole excursion is in there, right? Let's go. Yeah, so I'm going to actually show you what it is, the check-up-in, whatever. Costa Maya, shore excursion, check-up-in, day trip. They show you these things, and I'm telling you this right now, you're not going to be able. They're not going to let you walk all the way to the top of them because they haven't closed off. If you look really, really close, you can see a rope at the bottom. But there are some areas they'll let you walk up. But these stairs are not normal stairs. They are really high, right? It's not like our normal stairs. I think normal is like where's it for? It's like 6, 8, or 10 inches, something like that. These ones are probably like 1.5 feet or more, right? So you walk each step. It's a really tall step. So you just put that in your mind when you're actually looking at that stuff. All right, so let's get to these. Oh, they must have changed the website up a little. Okay, let's show this, that. So up here, like see the rope up there, but to the right there'll be stairs, and you won't be able to go in. But to the right, you see that little hole there. That's where they say. I think they said that was where they were cooking and all that stuff, right?
Interesting.
That was like their little kitchen in there, right? Yeah, I remember that. The bus was, we went, so there's all different types of stuff you could actually buy there, raw stuff. So you're gonna have a tour guide over here, and then they will let you go and walk around, right? And yeah, so I think this is where I did the dance, by the way. I'm not even kidding when I tell you. That's where, to me. So they're tall, but If, like I said, if you look closely in the middle of this picture, you see a line coming across. That's the rope. They're not going to let you walk the top.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this place being there. So that part. Okay. So yeah. So this one over here is $64 a person. Obviously, it's cheaper than the cruise line.
Hmm.
Let's see. Let's see what included. Bottled water, soda, port, pick up and drop off. Worth free excursion. Yeah, right? All fast. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you're basically just coming straight here, right? There's nothing here. Okay, let's see. Oh, and from the port, it's not a quick ride. I think it's an hour each way, if I remember. So put that into your mind. You're gonna be sitting in this bus for a decent amount of time. So do yourself a favor before you go. Go to the bathroom. All right. I do have one more excursion I actually put up there. Yeah. Joanne did not go with me on that one. My brother came with me on that one. So, and I think that's something I say yes, do it once, but I would not recommend say, okay, I did it again. I want to do it again. No.
Right.
You know, it's just because it gets so humid out there, you know. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me see. The day excursion at a private luxury beach club with transportation, right? So there we go. That. Okay. Wait,
That looks good.
I don't even know what that is. I know on the
That
right
looks like
list.
some type of like ribs and some sort of like sausage and
And
steak and chicken,
chicken, sausages,
like a
ribs,
platter of different types of meats.
and it looks like something underneath is peeking out. I'm just gonna say that.
I wonder if it comes with the $699 tag.
Oh, look at that lobster tail. Ooh, sweet
Mhm.
lord. I like lobster tail. You know, that's the only fish seafood I'll have is lobster tail. Lobster tail is good. Oh yeah, on the cruise, I forgot to tell you, they on the second element night they had a lobster tail. Woo, that was good. But Muncie, they gave Muncie like a. I got like a decent size. Muncie's was like a double XL lobster. And I was like, oh my god, that's a tail. Yeah, so I.
He's even talking about it. He's like the lobster tail on the cruise was amazing. So you want me to share mine now?
Yeah. Go ahead, share yours. And
Okay, let me share mines with you guys. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I picked this one because I've actually been here to Bacalar and I done the 7 color lagoon excursion in Costa Maya. And for those of you guys that never done something like this, it is really cool. And it's kind of a lagoon that as you go, it gets either clearer or darker in the color. That's why it says 7 color lagoon. So it's really, really cool to actually see. Let me see if there's some pictures here. Like these are some people that have gone there. And see how it looks. They have like different types of color as you're going through the lagoon. And it's really cool. You get to enjoy the time there. Some information that I actually is $135 per person. The Bacalar Lagoon was once a haven Caribbean pirates, but it has become one of the Yucatan most beautiful places to visit. You join a small group that take a guided tour for the Costa Maya 7 color lagoon for a day of swimming and exploring, visiting the Cocalitos and black cenotes as well as the Pirate Channel, where precious woods was once smuggled. Spend the day swimming and soaking up the sun. Lunch and snack and beverages are included.
oh, I big thing about got frozen. I was like, oh, it got quiet. Yeah. So think about got frozen. So yeah, as we know, lunch is included. Everybody. I don't know how to do this part.
You guys have not been there. It's really, really nice for you guys. There we go. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah. I was about to
Oh, that was weird.
trying to find a way to jump you out because you went frozen. I was like, oh, she got all quiet. I was like,
okay, are we back now? That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You're back.
All right, so let me put it back over here because you probably didn't hear most of the stuff. So I was explaining that and this excursion is really cool. I actually went to it, and it's really nice because you get to go through as you go in through the different little channels that it has, it gets either darker or clearer on the color of the water. So it's really cool to do. So if this is something that interests you, I suggest you do it at least one. You're gonna love it. Just make sure you bring a lot of sunscreen because you're gonna be out there for sure. But that was my part and my intake on that one. It is really nice, Joanne. If you ever go there, try it. It's really cool to do.
Yeah. I mean, if I go back, obviously I won't do that because I would either stay. I will stay by the pool, but get up early. But yeah. So I forgot to tell you this is something I did not like about my cruise was like so we got up a little bit, not too much. So we decided to go to the pool at Amber Cove, right? So because last time we did an excursion, me and my wife, we went to the beach. We're like, okay, well, since we got my mother here, she walks, okay, let's go to the pool. I walk in it, it looked like a bunch of sardines. Okay, like this. We walked in. I look at, I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, do I really gotta go in this thing? I was like, I don't want this. I'm like, thinking about it, I was like, I don't want this for my mom. And all I need was one person to say, what is going on here? And I think my wife says something that like she's like, I don't want to stay here and look at this. I was like, nope, we're going back on the ship. We're gonna go in the pool in the ship, and that's what we did. There was nobody in the pool on the ship. Why am I gonna go? At the one in Amber Cove, it was a bunch of it literally was a bunch of sardines. Like,
oh wow,
like you saw more people than space in the pool.
Oh wow,
So
yeah,
like,
Amber Cove pool was very overcrowded. It says Muncie on it. That's crazy if you think about it. That is crazy to even.
Well, the thing is the port that pool is made for one ship. You know?
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the reason why Royal is doing their private island part of it because it's just so small. Think about it. They could fit 4 ships. You can have 4 ships there at a time. That's just insane, the amount of people in that small area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a nice port. The whole port's nice. I think they need to expand the pool, make the pool bigger.
Yeah, I agree with you. But one of the cool things that they actually have a dolphin and they have a little dolphin swim area there. And they also have like a little birds area that you can do in Costa Maya.
Costa Maya. Yeah. Costa Maya, to me, Costa Maya is one of my favorite ports because Costa Maya also has all these stores, all these restaurants. They have 2 pools, not 1 pool at Costa Maya, right? And like Amber Cove, which I really did like that. I never got the chance to really enjoy the port because my excursions take so long throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's like a 4 or 5 hour excursion when you do it through the cruise ship.
Yeah.
You know, because it's an hour there, hour back, and then you're walking around that whole area for a couple hours. So
I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't they used to have in Costa Maya, they don't have it anymore, the luchadors. They used to have luchadors there doing their thing. Oh. And they also have the flying people that fly around.
Wait. Before we start, time out. I have it already set. Let's bring it over here. I'm gonna share it real quick. Wait, no, that's not it. I think it's on here actually. There's a video on here somewhere. Maybe it's up. Oh, here we go. Nope, no, those are dolphins. I have it on here.
Dolphins over there.
There we go. Got it.
Oh yeah, that's the flying.
With the flyer's outfit or costumes elaborated with bird feathers. Due to the conquest, the attack.
Yeah, so basically, that's pretty cool thing to see. You know,
I actually
So
have a little one here next to my desk that I brought from Costa Maya, and you actually twist it, and the little guys go up, and then they turn around and they go on a circle thing. So
I
it's
mean,
really really
I
cool.
mean, yes, we will see that. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But you got to think about those people. Like I think I watched them. They just climb up that pole, and that's how they get on there. It's really crazy on how they do all that. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't. I saw it in person, but I wasn't close up and all that. All right, so I'm gonna actually start with my restaurant. Uh, oh yeah. So okay, so this is actually. Let me share this real quick. So this is at
Keith,
the
this
port.
is what I brought from Costa Maya. You bring them up, and you have them. You have the little flying guys things. I gotta fix it over here for you guys.
I get. So Lulu says, I bet the celebration key pools were huge. Well, think about this now. I could tell you they are humongous, and I will have a full walkthrough, not yet, but soon. I have to edit it. I haven't even watched it yet, of the entire port. I'm also going to have a video of what I like that I did not like. One of the things I did not like, you probably know already, is the rocks. You know, you guys have watched my news. The rocks over there. You know,
I saw
so
your news.
I mean, but to me, if the rocks were not there, I would have gone into the ocean. But I would have still gone
Right.
into the pool. And another thing I'll say here, another thing I did not like, and then I won't say no more. Give you a hint, is the sand. Why did I not like the sand? Because the sand is literally everywhere. So what I mean is it's right next to the pool also.
Oh wow.
So when you got to walk through sand to get into the pool, it's not like it's a ground you walk on. No, it's actually the sand is right next to the pool. So they made it a little different, which is something I really don't like because a lot of times I go in the pool because I cannot stand having sand on my feet.
Got you. That's interesting.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start with mine, which is
All right.
which is a restaurant. I don't know if you call it a restaurant. It's a place to eat actually inside the port. So this is called the Crazy Lobster. It was a pain to even find the menu, but actually I'm just eventually I found it here. Yeah. So this is the restaurant. Let's see what they got. I'll start on the left.
Oh, look at that lobster.
Yeah. Club sandwich, French fries, $5 for fries. Not bad. With some. So isn't that calamari? Fried squid rings?
Mm-hmm.
So why do they call it fried squid rings and not calamari?
Maybe that's how they call it over there.
Okay. I was just double checking with everybody, right?
But that's not a bad price, like $7. That's not a bad price for calamari.
No, if that a fajita, 10
fajitas. Look at
fajitas.
Muncie. Yeah, lobster with some beers on hand.
Breast cordon bleu fajitas. Okay, let's go to the right. You got some fish. You got some lobster. Any style of lobster. Thermidor lobster. Oh, I apologize. I'm like the hiccups. You got a bunch of seafood. I could not find any Greek food, Holland. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, they even got ceviche there, tostadas.
Yes. Oh, surf. So it's a surf and turf for up to for 4 people. Lobster, fried fish, fish fillet, shrimp cocktail, beef, chicken, fried squid ring, fried plantains, Nepalese. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you might want to help me with that. Pico de gallo, rice and beans, green salad, and tortillas. That's a lot of food.
That is a lot of food for it's $70 like for it feeds 4 people, so that's a lot.
Well, it depends on. Let me fix that part. Does it feed for Americans or does it feed for Mexicans? It's a different story. Okay, there's a difference because you have you been on somebody? I mean, and have you been on some of these ships? I mean, especially the ship that I just came off of. Oh my gosh! I'm not. I totally forgot to tell you. So I was skinny on the ship. I've never seen so many wheelchairs on a ship in my. Hey,
Oh my God.
if you have a disability, I understand you want to get on the ship, this and that, but it was like every corner they were flying right down the hall, like pew, pew, pew. Not only that, I mean, I was just. I never. I mean, this was my first experience. There was a blind guy on the cruise ship.
Interesting.
Well, and every time you saw him, he's walking around with sick. So I'm like, I mean, I don't want to say, but I'm trying to think. I'm like, it's fucked up. But we all go cruises to see stuff. So I don't know how it is because you're blind. I mean, what they go on, or if someone's blind, I guess they're going on there. Maybe they want to hear the ocean, smell the ocean.
Right.
But all the bad stuff starts going through your head. Like okay. Usually people blind, they know somewhat where they're walking because of the stick, because they start calculating their steps and all that, right? So they know all that, right? So when they get off at the port, how do they know how to get back to the ship? That's the one thing I'm trying to figure out. I've been thinking, how do they know how to get back?
Right.
I did not see this person on the ship with somebody. I really think that this person came by themselves.
Oh, wow. To answer Muncie's question, Coca-Cola Light, which actually they misspelled it, it's a Diet Coke. Natural waters means it's not like a natural water, but it's kind of like the pineapple and the orange Mexican water that they actually do. So, but it's, I don't know why they put it like that, but they misspelled the light part of it. But that's Diet Coke.
All right, so I will get out of this so that you could do your side. If you have one.
So for me, yes, I actually do have one. And this time I made sure that I had a menu for it. I'm going to show you what the place looked like first. So this is, hold on. This is what the place looked like. So you're right there at the beach. So it's called the Malecon 21. So I'm going to go ahead and share the actual menu with you guys. Here we go. And I'm going to do a little bit bigger. Let me see how it looks for you guys. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
That way you guys can see it a little bit. Let me see this. Okay, so there we go. So it's Malecon 21. It's a beach club restaurant in Mahual, Mexico menu. I actually have been here and it's really, really good. They have mezcal, which the word mezcal comes from the indigenous Mexican language Nahuatl or something like that. And it means met maguey, and iskal cooked is cooked maguey. So they have different type of mezcal here, and then they have the shot. Keep in mind that this is 130 pesos. For every 17 pesos is $1. So they have different types of mezcal. They have the cocktails. So they have the humo verde, the traditional mojito, piña coladas, margarita, Aperol spritz. They have mezcal sunsets on here. For breakfast from 8 till noon, they have chilaquiles and eggs, the traditional Mexican breakfast, which is chilaquiles and eggs. They have fresh farm eggs, mutuleño style eggs. They have the Malecon 21, the Passion, and Greek for Harlan, that he was talking about Greek, which is tomato, cucumbers, black olives, feta cheese with amaranthine dates, or organic local greens, and lime vinaigrette. They have appetizers like guacamole, shrimp, aguachile, bis de mar, marrow with Mexican street corn, salmon, and sashimi. And for the main courses, they have taco caribe, tacos cochinita pibil, which is really good. And if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if my husband is hearing this live stream, but the cochinita pibil is actually cooked underground. And it takes hours for that recipe to actually, and it's really, really good. They have fritura, which is Roman style fried shrimp and octopus, for those of you who like that kind of stuff. They even have a poke bowl, ceviche, grilled octopus. And for desserts, they have the chocolate volcano 210. On here, macchiatoni, I'm not sure what that is. They got some soft drinks, some juices and smoothies, beer, Pantheon, handmade marujar. They have the tequila, the coffee, red wines, sparkling and rosé, rums, whiskey and vodka. They have white rhymes, liquors, gin. So if you can see it, these people have it all. So try it out if you're ever in Costa Maya. They're called Malecon 21. I've actually been there, and it's really, really, really good. Look at Keith.
I'm sorry, the name, it sounds like something else. It's not. No, it sounds like you say like Maricon. Wait, it was Maricon.
Yeah, no, Malecon.
It literally, that's why I'm laughing, and I'm reading amongst these things, and I literally something popped in my head, right?
Oh my God.
I'm not. I think I was at one of the deck parties, right? White party or something. And the lady's there with a cane. No, she's there with a wheelchair. And all of a sudden, she gets out of the wheelchair and starts going. I'm like, really? Really? You get out of the wheelchair and then now you're dancing? You can walk around now, you could dance, and you could do all that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some people in these wheelchairs that you could literally, they were abusing the system.
Oh, wow.
Being honest with you. They used the wheelchairs to cut all the lines. They were using it to cut the lines, to do this. And then there were some people, they were like reckless. Like when Joanne could actually say in the chat, when we were getting ready to leave the ship, right? So we had to wait online for our number, to be called, right? To get off, right? All of a sudden, these old people come, and the guy almost he literally almost killed his wife with a wheelchair. And she's like, you almost ran over my friend. He's like, he almost hit her. He almost broke the glass on the staircase, the whole thing. I was like, oh my God. I was like,
oh my
I looked, I'm like, some people should not drive. That is something maybe to do those wheelchairs. I mean, I'll be honest. Maybe you should have a license. That might help.
That's crazy.
Some sort of license. But and then there were some people you literally saw them like you're in a wheelchair. If you shouldn't be in a wheelchair because you need to get out of the wheelchair to exercise to keep body moving.
Yeah.
And
Monkey says that in the pier, the crazy is that they were going 25 miles per hour.
I'm like, there were times I was and I saw them. They were flying down the hallway, like literally flying. I was like, they're gonna kill us. And every time I barely took the elevators. I walked almost 80% up and down all the time, right? Because every time I hit the button for an elevator, there was a wheelchair person there. Every time. I'm like,
that's crazy. Well, I do have something to say real quick because we're already 3 minutes past the time. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of homework to do for next week, because the next week we're going to be in the Port of Sadar. And my homework to you.
Where's that?
I don't know. You were the one who picked it.
Every time that we say it's a port, right? That we don't know where it's at. I'm always the one to pick it.
Well, my homework to everybody. We have a whole bunch of people here, and the people that never comment. So for those of you that don't comment and are here, make sure you this is the homework that I'm going to give to you guys. After the Port of Sadar. I don't know where it is. I have to find out. We have to figure out what other ports you guys want to hear. So if there's a port that you guys would like to for us to talk about, bring it next Wednesday so that we can put it down on the calendar and we can talk about that specific port.
Even if it's a port that we did already.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's a port that we did, we can maybe get.
Now, obviously, not a port that we did this year, but maybe.
Right.
In the beginning of the show,
Do you have any announcements?
Don't come back with Costa Maya. Oh, I want to see Costa Maya again. Okay?
Keith, do you have any other announcements on your side?
Well, I have a lot of videos. Like I told you, I have a lot of footage, a lot of videos, a lot of shorts coming out from all this work Oh my god, I totally forgot to do a whole segment, or I'm not gonna do it now. Oh, just to let you guys know, the Jubilee and the Enchantment of the Seas was at the port today. Okay, I'll just like I totally forgot to announcements. No, I don't think. I mean, I just have
So
a
just keep an
like
eye on your channel.
I have a lot of editing to do. Oh, and the crazy thing was when I was there, I asked them, where could you buy an SD card on the ship? They told me the only way you could get one on the ship is if you buy a GoPro because it comes with the GoPro.
Okay.
So basically, the cruise ship doesn't sell SD cards. I said, but you're a camera store and you sell GoPros, you sell these products, but you don't sell SD cards for the product.
Interesting to know.
Yeah, but I
But
don't
yeah,
have announcements. I'll probably have some news. I will have news coming out tomorrow about what happened. Yeah,
yeah.
most time in the casino for that person.
Definitely. So yeah, in my side, I will be seeing you guys again on Tuesday for my 7 p.m. live stream. We have a good stuff to talk about next week, so come to that live stream, and then we have the Port of Sadar on Wednesday at 8 p.m. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys all to the moon and back. God bless each and every one of you guys. Please stay safe during the weekend. Don't be doing anything we can do. And if you're going cruising, safe travels. Love you guys all, and I'll see you guys later. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Bye.